and have the advantage. Would never even know it's there. I promise you that confidence isn't built the way that you think it's supposed to be built. Hi, I'm Ash. I'm a UGC content creator and coach making over 5 figures a month. And I didn't always used to be confident. In fact, I actually used to be the quietest person in the room. And for most people, confidence isn't something that you're born with. It's built through skills, repetition, and actually owning your worth. I'm going to share how I went from letting people walk all over me, silent and scared, to actually building my own business with confidence and owning my worth with content, pictures, and everything in between. I remember when I was younger, I never even used to engage in conversation at parties or events with large amount of people because I was too scared to cut into the conversation. I didn't have the confidence to even talk to people by fear of being seen, cutting in and being rude. I'm sure many of us relate to the term children should be seen and not heard. I definitely felt like that when I was younger, and I brought it into adulthood, unfortunately. Confidence starts with acknowledging where it feels like it's missing. A lot of creators and people in the online space have the fear of being seen and the fear of being judged. And that comes down to the confidence and not feeling totally sure that what they have to offer is actually going to help who they're trying to target to. I remember my first real corporate job. I was way too scared to even pick up the phone and answer it or speak to the owners that owned the property in real estate. This wasn't because I was scared to speak to them. This was because I was scared of if they asked me a question I didn't know, and how would they judge me and perceive me if I wasn't able to answer their question. My boss even asked me where I felt like I needed the most help, and my first answer was confidence. Now I'm here teaching other people how to be confident. Because I worked on the skill on being able to feel confident in any job that I do, I'm able to now teach other people exactly how I did that. Confidence is built by knowing your craft, knowing exactly what you're doing, and being so sure that whatever it is you're doing is actually going to help your target audience succeed, as well as doing the scary things that make your heart sink and the blood rush to your head. When I was building my confidence, my boss made me pick up the phone. I was scared, my heart was pounding. And the same thing happened when my first business coach told me to get on camera. But guess what happened in both of those situations? They taught me valuable lessons that I still hold with me today. Taking the action is the only way that you're ever going to move forward. Sitting there romanticizing and procrastinating is the only way that you know that you're not going to get there. So whether this is gaining more clients, whether this is showing up on camera, whether this is pitching yourself, whether this is owning your prices, they all stem from the same thing. And it's doing the action that makes you scared. It's owning your craft. It's being so sure that you are the best at what you do and you are the authority to help whoever your target audience is, that is going to get you to where you want to go. When I first started creating content, I hid behind B-roll, filters. I don't even recognize the person that I see in those videos anymore. I was avoiding face to camera like my ex. I felt so awkward. I was studying and I lacked belief in myself and that I could actually do it. But the more I started doing it, the more I became more confident. And I didn't film straight away to post. I put the repetitions into practice. I filmed content that I knew no one was going to see. Practice different shots, lighting. I put the work into seeing how I reacted on camera, how I was speaking on camera, and improving that. And this is the biggest tip, is watching the cringe back. To get rid of the camera cringe, you need to work on the camera cringe. And that means watching yourself stutter. That means watching yourself with a monotone voice. That means feeling the ick when you're watching it, so you can improve your craft and know where you're going wrong. You don't get on stage and just start playing a violin having never touched it in your life. The same goes for any skill that you're learning. Confidence equals mastering your skill and knowing that you can help others. When you're good at something, you stop apologizing and you start charging what you're worth. You pitch your rates. You're confident in what you send out. If people try to negotiate with you, you stand firm and you stop working for free. Visibility only feels uncomfortable until you practice being seen. And that fear of being seen does not go away until you actually start to practice it. For example, I always practice this. I'm still practicing this to today. Yes, I may have mastered the being on camera, but the next thing that I challenged myself to do was get on stage and do public speaking. Mind you, I had not done public speaking since high school, where I pushed my friend in front of me and I told him, "You speak, I don't want to speak. I don't want to speak to all of these people, this auditorium full of people, and I walked off the fucking stage. Fast forward 12 years later, I'm speaking on stage internationally to over 50 entrepreneurs. You're going to be sick of me saying this, but confidence doesn't come from waiting to feel ready. Where it comes from is practicing the repetitions, whether it's content, pitching, being on camera, learning what you do so deeply that fear has no space because you know you are good at what you do. And remembering your why when the fear of being seen comes creeping in. For me, I had such a strong why that the fear of being seen wasn't as scary as going to my 9-to-5 office job every single day for the rest of my life. If you're not confident right now, that's normal. I wasn't either. This is exactly why I teach my students what I teach, because I don't want anybody else to stay stuck. I don't want them to stay stuck going to their 9-to-5 if they don't want to. I don't want them to stay stuck in their business, not feeling like they can't get more clients because they can't show up and connect with their audience on camera. I don't want them to feel like they have to say yes to free deals for months on end, when I know that you can pay your due, get that free feedback, and get paid quickly for what you're freaking good at. In my community, I'm going to be breaking this down further. I'm going to be dropping 2 videos on setting your rates and being confident with them, and camera confidence. I'll put the link below to that. If you want to join, it's completely free. Drop a comment where you feel the least confident right now and what you feel you need help with. I want to use real life scenarios to help you all with building your confidence.